Jones in 3, Fox in 4, KVASNYTSIA in 5, BJORNSTAD in 6, SERRANO, ZARATE in 7, and KOZLENKO in 8, who is being introduced on your screen now. He's been para-swimming for just 2 years. At the age of 20, he has 3 events here in Rio. He was 6th in the 50 metres butterfly final. Antony Ponce BERTRAN, 29 years of age, who was 6th at the World Championships in 2015 in this event. He is a physiotherapist when he's not swimming, the 29-year-old. Carlos ZARANO ZARATE from Colombia. The Colombians having such a big presence here in Rio. Just 18 years of age, won gold in the 100 metres breaststroke, bronze in the 53. Facundo Jose ARREGUI from Argentina, 18 years of age, 4th at the Worlds in 2015. He'll also swim the 100 free. Andreas Gonstead from Norway, 2nd at the Worlds in 2015. He'll dearly love a medal here, 19 years of age. This is his 2nd of 4 events in Rio. Michael Jones, swimming in lane 3, 22 years of age. They call him Mikey. He was 7th in the 50 metres free final, 4:58.50 was his qualification time. Marian KVASNYTSIA from Ukraine in lane 5. He was 8th in London, so made the final, but he wants to go better here. He'd love to feature in the medals. 23 years of age, and he's a student. And Jonathan Fox, well, he is the man to beat. He had a substantially faster qualifying time in the heats earlier on day 7. He's a silver medalist in the backstroke, the 100 metres. He was 4th in this event in London 4 years ago. Had a very disrupted season over 2014, 2015, had some shoulder injuries, and has now come good to show some terrific form in Rio, it's fair to say, with that silver, as we mentioned, in the 100 metres backstroke. But the 400 metres freestyle, an entirely different beast, this race. Extremely grueling, and it will be interesting to see how young Michael Jones takes it out in the final. In the heats, he was, well, had to really rein himself in because he swam the first 50 in almost a sprint time, but did settle and had a very slower final 50. It'll be interesting to see how much that took out of him this morning. So Fox in 4, KVASNYTSIA in 5 to watch, and Jones up in 3. Interesting to see how much he has left in the tank. BJORNSTAD in 6. Well, there were some huge discrepancies off the starting blocks there. It was SERRANO ZARATE in lane 7 who's had the best start, and look at Fox. He's taking it out very hard, and it looks as though Jones has perhaps learnt a lesson from the qualification round, not sprinting out as he was in the heat in the morning session on day 7. But at the moment, Fox sending a very strong message to the rest of the field. He wants to take an early lead, and he'll easily touch in at the wall at the first 50-metre turn. 31.76. It's been a quick first 50 metres, but he'll settle now. We saw through his heat just these consistent lapping around the sort of 37-second mark for each 50. He will up the tempo, of course, for the final. There's always a difference in conserving just enough for the heats. But look at this. Jones is making sure very much he just stays on the left shoulder of Fox to let him know that he's in for the long haul and he wants to match it with Fox. We'll see how long he can hang tough with him.
Well, Jonathan Fox won't have Michael Jones as an opponent that he's overly unfamiliar with anymore, because Jones is now based at the National Performance Centre in Manchester. Recently started to base himself in Manchester, but he's also somebody who's fairly recently come onto the domestic scene, whereas you've got somebody like Jonathan Fox, who might be 25, but has been winning medals regularly on the international scene going back 8 odd years. It's somebody who won the 100 back in 2012 and knows what it's like to stand on a podium, knows what it takes to get into the top spot of the podium. But Jones is swimming a far more conservative race, but must feel confident, having gone out hard and faded in the back end of the 400 that he's got enough to take on a race if he's feeling good in the earlier start, and he hasn't gone out too hard and now has in fact hit the front. It's a good turn again, a controlled turn from Michael Jones. He's a confident youngster in the pool, there's no doubt about that. And let's see if he's able to take this fight to Jonathan Fox, and indeed if Fox is able to respond to anything Michael Jones could throw at him, because if he's got the energy to finish at the pace that he swims some of the 50-meter splits over this 400 freestyle, Michael Jones could well be standing on top of the podium come the end of this race.
So they've touched in at the 200 split, and interestingly Jones now just has half a body length over his teammate Fox, and they've dropped the rest of the field, it's fair to say. In the bronze medal position at the moment, there's a straight line across the pool from SERRANO ZARATE, who's in 7, BJORNSTAD is in 6, KVASNYTSIA is in 5, and then up in lane 2 is ARREGUI. But at the moment it's Jones who's going to touch in at the 250 split, still with that half body length. I'll give you an update on the split time. So now he's lapping his 50s in the 36-second bracket. So it's gone 34, 35, 36, 36. So he's found a groove there, and he's very consistent compared with the heat swim, which started out at an absolutely furious pace and then dropped. He was dropping almost a second per 50 as he swum that heat. But look at this. Jones now has a full body length on Fox, and if Fox isn't careful, he may actually let him get away, because we are coming up to the 300-meter mark, just 2 lengths left to play out in this 400 meters. And in the bronze position at the moment, it looks as though BJORNSTAD in lane 6 is just starting to move ahead of the field a little, so a little bit of a gap moving up. He's got about a body length on SERRANO ZARATE in lane 7.
Well, you mentioned the shoulder injury to Jonathan Fox, and we're still, as yet, not entirely sure just how significantly he's been affected by it. But it does look like the fearless Fox, as some call him, is unable to respond to Michael Jones's dare of catch me if you can. Michael Jones has swum the smart race. He really has changed his tactics from the earlier morning session. It's off world record pace, but it's still going to be around the 4:43 mark, I imagine, the way he comes back. He's 3 seconds ahead at the 50, and indeed the battle for bronze at the moment sees BJORNSTAD of Norway in position, with the likes of ARREGUI right the way down to KVASNYTSIA and SERRANO will chase this.
So Jones's final 2 50s, the last 2 we've seen, have been around the 37 mark, which is a fantastically consistent performance by him. He's looking beautiful. Look at those long strokes. He doesn't even look like he's tired at all. So Jones it is. He's going to be the new 400 metres champion. He's touched in at the world first, and Fox will have to settle for the silver medal position. And look at this from BJORNSTAD. He's had a great swim to touch in the bronze medal position, but it was a great swim from Jones, a decisive victory, and he'll enjoy this. The new champion of the men's 400 metres freestyle S7, 22 years of age. And a good little moment of celebration. The final swimmer to come in. A rousing cheer from the crowd. They've been so warm to swimmers from all nations here. There's Michael Jones on your screen there. So the final time was 4:45.78. The Paralympic record set in London was 4:42.81. So outside that mark, Jonathan Fox 4:49 was his swim. And the two teammates congratulating each other there. And there's Norway's Andreas Gonstead, the bronze medalist. Really strong swim by him. There wasn't much in the bronze medal race until the final 50, and he just moved up on the field and showed some real strength and endurance over that final 50.
Well, that was a fine swim by BJORNSTAD to get himself into a position to claim the bronze medal overall. And as you say, after being so close till the very end, the young man who actually won a silver at the World Championships last year, a 19-year-old, and has snuck in for the bronze medal. But the battle was between the two great British swimmers, Michael Jones and Jonathan Fox. Jones laid it out there, challenged Fox. Fox didn't have it in him to challenge, and in the end it is Michael Jones who will stand on top of the podium.